Hello everyone, today we are going to do a project on Datameer and I will guide you with the steps regarding configuring Datameer and then working with your Oracle Virtual Appliance. So let's proceed. Before configuring Datameer, what we need to do is we have to download an Oracle Virtual Appliance from the given link. This particular link I would be giving in the YouTube's video link, and then you can download it, copy it and download it from the link provided. So I will just paste the link on our browser and then I'll hit enter, and after a while you will see the download has been started just over here. See, since I've downloaded it, I'll cancel it. So after you download, just follow the video and you will find out how to configure Datameer. The very first thing that you need to do is you have to open your VirtualBox. So if you don't have VirtualBox, you can download it from www.virtualbox.org, and then you can do the same what I am doing over here. So move to file. After clicking on file, you will find an option called import appliance. So you'll just click import appliance and then this window will pop up, and this window will have a folder icon. So click on this folder icon and then browse to the file which you have downloaded. In my scenario, I have downloaded the OVA and then I have kept it in a folder. So you just have to browse it, select it and just open it over here, and then after that you have to just click next and you will find Datameer has been configured over here. Fine. So it will take a while, so take your time and then do it. After you have successfully configured Datameer, just click on it and play. You have to wait a while, it will take few minutes to do so. So I'll simply pause the video, and when it gets started, I'll resume it back again. Yeah, just I came back. So after you are successfully done with Datameer, you will find that you get this particular black page where it says to access Datameer, point your browser to 127.0.0.1:8081. So after you get this page, simply open your browser and just type 127.0.0.1 and :8081, which is the port number for Datameer. And this particular browser which you will open will be on your local system because Datameer runs on Sandbox. Fine, and Sandbox gives the configuration of your local host to the to point to your local browser. Fine. So you need not run anything on the particular Linux machine or the CentOS on which Datameer is configured. Just open your local system and you will get it fast and running. So once you get this page, you'll get a video download link. Just close that link because it's not required right now. And then you will find out this is a 15 days trial version. You need to register. You have to enter every details of yours. Since I've already registered, I didn't get anything, but it's pretty simple. I hope you can configure that. So proceeding with Datameer, just I have to tell you that this particular Datameer version comes with a 15-day trial, and to buy Datameer it's very expensive. It costs around $200 per month. So you need not buy that if you want to reuse it time and again in future. You just have to pick up the virtual box, that particular image which you have downloaded. You have to delete this particular image and you can just reconfigure it. So you'll get it again. Let's go to the basic sections of Datameer. So you'll find four tabs over here: home, browser, app market and administration. Right. So you'll need to click browser, and finally you'll get a kind of sheet thing over here, and there you will find a folder called customer churn data mining. So we'll first start with this particular folder. So what you'll need to do is we'll right click over here. I will create a new folder and name it as our workbook. So a folder workbook is created, and inside this right click, create a new workbook. So you click on this link and you'll be asked for the name of the workbook. So hold a second. You got this particular thing, and then over here you would be asked to add data. Fine. So to add data, we'll add a data, a banking data from this particular workbook itself. So once you click on this customer churn data, you'll get two tabs, two data things. First is the customer banking customer data, and the second one is churn mining data. So this is a workbook. We don't need that. We want a data sheet. So this particular data sheet, banking customer data, will choose, and then click on add data. Just wait a while and you will find there's a whole lot of data over here for a banking transaction and customers, where you'll have customer ID, total dollars spent, and so on. It looks like an Excel sheet. Fine. So let's work on it. What we'll do is we'll create a new sheet, and then you will find it selects the first particular column in the sheet. And actually this sheet can be used to apply formulas on a particular column on your particular data which you have just imported or added. So let's see. Once we move across, we'll find out how do we do with that. So I'll close this window. I'll show you again how to bring that window. So just click on any particular row of a column, and just you will find out that once you click, you will get this formula builder. Let us start with grouping. So once we group in, you will find a list of grouping attributes over here. It works same as SQL, and particularly when many few functions are there which will work same in Excel too. So let us try with group by in. Fine. And then over here you'll find arguments, something called arguments. What is this arguments? So let us see. This is our banking data file. So in this argument, we'll feed in customer age. Fine. So once we choose customer age, the customer age will come as arguments. And then the second parameter is bin size. Bin size is actually the span for which this customer age will be divided into. For example, if I divide age into 5 spans, so it will lie in the range of 0 to 5, then 6 to 10, and so on. Let's see what happens if I do group by in size of tens. So if I give 10, fine, and this one is integer, so I don't want to take it as integer, I want to take it as float. Right, it becomes float, so I just choose float, and this particular thing will turn to float. Okay, and then I'll move to clicking on OK, and you will find my sheet has a set of data which is divided in a set of 10. So 0 to 10 belongs to A, 10 to 20 belongs to this one, 20 to 30 belongs to this one, 30 to 40 belongs to this one, 40 to 50, and so on. All customer ages are slotted into a span of 0 to 100, and every span has a range of 10 10 10 10 units. Great. So let's see why did we do that. So before understanding that, let us understand what does this grouping do. Suppose you want to do some calculations on a set of data, like for example, how many customers lie on this particular age group, how many customers lie on this particular age group, how many customers lie on this particular age group. So if I don't divide this data in a group of 10 10 10 10, so it would be difficult for us then to calculate what customers belong to which age group. So for that, we have first set a bin size of 10 and choose all the age group of all the customers in this bank customer data. Now what we are going to do is we have to calculate the number of customers, or we have to count the number of customers which fall under this particular age group. For doing that, again we'll choose grouping. But instead of now choosing group by in, we can choose group by count. So we have to move to group by count. So let's search for that, group by count. So we can simply type over here group count, and then simply click OK, and see, you will get all data of all customers which lie on this particular age group. So count of the number of customers in 0 to 10 age group is 4, 10 to 20 is 468, 20 to 30 is 589, and so on. You will find all customers which lie in this particular age group. So now we would like to calculate the average amount of spend done by customers in this age group. For doing that, what we'll do is we'll choose this column and we'll move to group grouping, and then we'll find something called group average. So after we choose that, again we'll find, see, it returns a number. So it's asking us to choose the column for which we want to group the average for. We'll again move to the banking customer table, and then there's a column called purchase max. So we'll choose this column, and then we'll click on OK. So after it processes, you will find out. So we'll have a set of data of the amount spent by each people in this age group, and then the average is calculated and it's just printed over here. So see, it's very easy to work on with Datameer generating this data. If you were to choose this data from a map reduced task, it would have been a very hectic job. So Datameer provides you a great access of working with data. Whatever you want to do, just you have to choose the data and just you have to apply the specific functions which you want to work on with. So now you will find out that after you have done with it, let us proceed with processing the data or processing the workbook. You'll find a button called process workbook over here. So after you save the data, we save the workbook over here. So in this particular folder, I have to name the workbook. Suppose I name it as analytics 1 and I save it. So you'll get a window. I have to save it, and after saving, just open it. After you save it, you'll find this particular button enabled in process workbook named as process workbook. But to click this button, you'll find workbook is calculating with full data. This might take a while. Please be patient. So see, it's processed, and then you can close it in the close button. And this particular data has been processed. Now processing is very much necessary when you talk about visualizing this particular data and then working on with it. So again, we'll save it after processing. So click on save and then save this data. And again, we'll come to the file browser where you will find out this is a status which is showing 0%. If you wait a while, it will move to 100% and there will be a green checkbox over here. So just wait a second, it will come. So see, our status symbol has completed and we can now work with the infographic. So what's actually an infographic is, it is just a visual representation of the work which we have done, and it's preferable in industry so that everyone can understand what your statistics says actually. So to work with infographic, we'll just click on this plus icon over here and then move to visualization, and then we'll find a section called infographic. So click on it and you'll get a window, and over the left hand side of the window you will find out pie charts, you will find out graphs, multi-bar charts, and so on. Many kind of graphs are available. Now it's doesn't have a range of graphs available in Python in the matplotlib library, but still it will do your work much. So let's drag and drop a pie chart over here, and you will find out that there is something called data. So what is this data thing? So on the left hand side of your right hand side of your directory browser, you'll find out the customer churn data mining where you have created your project. If you click the drop down, you'll find your workbook which you have created just minutes before. Once you click on the workbook, this is the particular file which you have created. Inside that there were columns like sheet 1 and banking customer data, and in this sheet 1 there were two columns like customer age and average purchase. So once you just click on this data, I'll just drag and drop, and you will find out this particular section turns blue. Once it turns blue, it's ready to be released. Once you release, say the screen tech will give you a confirmation regarding the data has been added to the pie. And then again in the label section, I'll place the customer age. And you'll find out our graph has been, pie chart has been plotted. So if I maximize this a bit, that would be a bit clear to you. I find out like the customer age in the 90s are 16.4, in the 80s are 14.5, 70s are 12.7, 60s are 10.9, 50s are 9.1, 100s are 18.2, and so on. So So what you will find out is customers in this age group, the more and more they are increasing in age, the amount of money spent by them is larger. So this is pretty obvious if you understand, yes, the earning rate with the increase of age increases and thus they spend more when their age increase. So this is pretty obvious. You can get a pie chart like this. Simultaneously, if you want to plot a bar graph, then you can drag and drop this over here and then fill in customer age in the category, average purchase amount over here, and the label as average purchase amount. And then you will find out that it will denote every customer's detail in a corresponding bar graph. So this is what needful you can do with Datameer. After this, you can save this infographic by clicking on File and Save, and then export this to any web page or any file location or whatever you want to do. So you can choose the workbook and click on Save. This is what you can do with Datameer's workbook and all. We'll proceed to the next section. So till now we have seen how we can create a workbook in Datameer, and then how can we process data available with us in the workbook, and simultaneously how can we use that particular data to create infographics. So now what we'll learn is how can we process data which is available from real-time servers like Facebook, Twitter, and then how can we do analytics. Like very popularly, we know Twitter sentimental analysis is very popular in the field of big data and all. So for doing that, we'll just first click on this plus icon and then we'll click on data and then we'll move on to connection. And then you get this page, and over here see there are very popular selection types given like Amazon EC2, Crunchbase, ESPN, Facebook's API, GitHub, Google AdSense, and then you'll find Twitter REST API, which is one of the best as Twitter REST API to use. So we'll just choose this. So once we have chosen it, we'll click on next. Once you click next, you will get this field where it says authorize Datameer to retrieve data. So before doing that, you just do one thing. You just log into your browser with your Twitter account, or else keep your username and password. Since I've already logged into my Twitter account, I'll just click on authorized Datameer to retrieve data, and then it will visit my Twitter and automatically it will give me access. And see this particular thing I'll get valid until 21st to 2018. It's to 29, which means it's just give me like 2 hours or so token. So ultimately I need not worry about that, so no problem. You'll click next and then it will ask you for a description. So inside description I'll just click Twitter API and then I'll save it. So once saved, it will ask you for a location where you want to save. So I'll choose the data folder where all connections are saved. Inside connection I'll have to name it, so I name it as Twitter and then I save it. So once saved, I'll have the connections over here. So this particular Twitter connection you have got. So over here you can see the details of the connection. It times already started decreasing, so you have no problem. So we'll move to show in browser, and then from this plus section in data you'll find something called data link. So we'll click on this data link, and since we have created a connection for Twitter, now we'll select the connection. So from select connections you'll get this particular form. So you have to, if you are not here, you just browse it and then select the Twitter one and then choose the select button, Once you have selected, click on next. And now this particular window is very interesting window where you just use the Twitter REST API calls and search for tweets. So recently I will show you the tag. It's already given over here. You'll get the hint. So I'll just explain it what we are writing. So actually the Twitter REST API searches tweets on this particular tag, base tag. So whatever in the address bar passes with this particular criterion will be considered as a tweet. And then this particular queue stands for the query for which you want to capture the tweets for. So the very latest event which have occurred, like there's an T20 international match going between India and South Africa. So let me give something like this one. IND versus RSA, and this particular IND stands for India's code for matches, international matches, versus RSA for South Africa. And let's see if we get some tweets or not. If we have formatted this particular string properly, then we'll successfully get a result. So after clicking on next, we'll wait a while. It will take a few moments and then we'll get a successful result. So I have no problem waiting. So we can wait. And yes, we have got a successful result. So you can see we have got much results regarding this. So all includes details about tweets being done on Twitter regarding this event. And now then it has many columns. And the most popular column which we are concerned with is this particular thing on which we do sentimental analysis. That is this particular textual column. Right? So this particular textual column is what we'll focus on. Apart from it, very few columns will take care of, and the rest of columns will discard based on it. So once this is done, we won't include all the columns because it's unnecessary to include all. So what you will do is you'll check this particular box and then recheck it. So you'll find all include things are gone, and then choose important columns one by one, like the date at which this particular tweets were created. So please choose that date. Okay, fine, we have done. And then ID, yes, we require a bit of ID. This ID string, do we require? No, we don't require. So this particular text is what is the most important section of a tweet, and for which we do sentimental analysis. And then entities, hashtag, and all. Source, we can keep source from which it has been generated. And then what else? So we'll move up. Yeah, user's name we can keep. User's name, person who have generated the tweet. And then user's location you can also keep. User's description you can keep. And this is not important that much, but if you want to get analytics on which date this particular user has created a Twitter account, so you can keep a track of it. And just also keep like this particular field if you want to see the profile picture of the user on Twitter. So this is the URL for that, and simultaneously, and nothing else. I hope there are no other fields which might be required. So we'll just have a quick check on it, and I don't hope we will get nothing. So finally we'll see there is a button called next at the bottom. So we'll click on next, and then we'll have see this option trigger manual and on a schedule. So it's triggered manually. Sample records 5,000, its limit is set. Error logs is 1,000. Limit of mappers too, so the number of map reduced job is limited to 5, like 5 mappers will be running. So let's click on next. Will not change anything. And then they are asking for a description, like we want to give description to this. Yes, we want to give description because if there are more than one reduce map reduce jobs running on this particular REST API, then to better distinguish it, we give a description to it. So our first REST API call, whatever name you want to give, you can give. That's not a big deal. And yes, yeah, this particular thing generate sample immediately after save, which means if I click save, the moment I click save, this particular mapper task will start and we'll get the imports to all. So they are asking for a save location. So I'll keep in the workbook where I wanted to keep, and then I'll give a name as better analysis. Yes, and this particular name I gave, and then I click on save. And then you'll find out that in this particular workbook, if you click, you'll find out this particular thing is running. Status is again 0%. Right click on it and see show details. Then you will find this particular current job is running. So again we have to wait a while till it completes, so we'll just wait. So you have just come through this and see it's already done. So we can go to browser, and over here we can see this particular thing has been imported. If we open this and then this particular job ID, you will find out our job has been successfully completed. So it's great, we are done with it. So we can move back. So now we'll move to our workbook. So the workbook we have created, or we can, like, for simple this sentiment analysis, we'll create a new workbook. So over here the data that we want to import will be from the sentimental analysis which we have downloaded. So we'll choose this particular data INK file and then click add data. So you see whatever fields which we have chosen, those fields only have been imported, and a net of, you will find out a set of 84, yeah, 87 data has been chosen out from Twitter. 87, yeah, a net of 87 data has been chosen now, and simultaneously all tweets has been written. So this particular tweet over here is very important, on which we'll do a bit of analytics. So this is the tweet details. So let us create a new sheet, and this particular column has been chosen first. So let us import the tweet over here. So what we'll do is we'll choose text, and then what will not actually from text, let's try to search for copy, and then we'll choose this text field, and then we'll click OK, and then you'll find out this text has been copied over to the new sheet. All data in the text has been copied, and then finally we'll work on with sentimental analysis. So we choose this column, and this time if you come down, you'll find in text mining section there are 4 sections: text mining, named entity recognition, which is very important. You can use this to, like, simultaneously extract date from a given set of strings and all. Let's try extract person, it's very unique. And then choosing extract person, then I'll choose the field over here, text, tokenized text. I'll choose this field and then I'll click OK. So if I choose this field, you'll find out, see, it gives you the best solution regarding extracting names from a particular tweet. So see, it has found out Morris, has found out Hamid Ali, Amjad Ali, H. Pandya. So though this particular result is not very much efficient, because there are many more names in this particular string, but still it gives you the best fit result which Datameer can give with the free version. Yeah, if you go for the paid version, and then this gives you a very better efficient result. Still, for learning purpose, it's good, and you can like work on many tags and all. Extract location. Let's try this one and process it. See if we get a list of locations or not. Yes, we are getting it, and yes, at least this one is a bit better than the previous one. So anyways, we can work on it. So let's move to the second section, that is part of speech tagging. This one is very again important regarding if sometimes you want to find out stuffs which people have spoken in a tweet, and like what vocabulary people generally use on which section of the society, people use what adjectives, nouns, verbs, which names are very popular and all. So this is very important if you want to do a bit of analytics on verbal communication skills and all regarding industry, where work culture and all, they how they talk, how they behave. So all depends on figure of speech. So this is very important regarding that. Then we move to text pre-processing, and there we can from there we can extract words like this is very much efficient in terms of business purposes. We extract commonly used words like for beauty products, what are generally focused, which products are generally focused on. Then if you talk about a toothpaste, which brand toothpaste are mostly talked about and all. So if we can extract words from there, we can work on it. And then we move to a section called sentiment analysis, and then we have something called analyze polarity. This is what we work on with sentiment analysis, where we either decide whether a given person is talking positive or he is talking negative on a particular topic. So this is what I'm going to show you. This is very good, and then you can proceed with the project. So you can select this, and then you are asked to choose a column. So over here you can choose this column, particular column, the tweet column, which you want to do sentiment analysis on, and then click OK. So it will take a bit time, and then see, you got a bit of result. So India lost the match, and so it's showing negative, and simultaneously you'll have some positive comments also. So this particular person is using some keyword like thug life, and Twitter sentimental analysis on Datameer decides it's positive. Yeah, if he's enjoying his life, why not? It's positive. And then again, there is someone who is happy with a fantastic century by Rohit Sharma, and again, it is positive. Simultaneously, stuffs which you come across as negatives, they are negatives, and then positives, they are positives. So I've shown you how can we visualize this data, how can we save this data particular workbook as analytics data, and then how can you visualize this particular data. So what all you need to do is you have to work on it and do a project on this. So I'm done for this. Thanks for watching.